Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Zishan on Air. I'm live with the social media platforms with the YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Instagram Live. So this is an era of social media. A lot of people talk about social media, but actually how social media works and how you get the best results, especially when Zishan on Air is one of the most listened to program, as well as with millions of viewers and millions of views, also with Big Baller Sports. This is your platform. I report, you decide, because there's a lot of fake information, a lot of wrong information, and a lot of information that is just out there to make us confused. So I try to make sure that Zishan on Air and our team, we bring you the most credible, authentic, and truthful news and information. Without further ado, let's get right into the specifics. The first, with regards to this Iran war that has turned into an economic chaos or economic battle, not only here in the US, but all over the world, especially for China. They are, in fact, using 2 million barrels of oil. In some cases, they're saying up to 3 million barrels of oil less on a daily basis. Some of that has to do with how they're using electric vehicles, EV. In some situations, they have reduced their consumption. Imagine if those 2 or 3 million barrels of oil were also needed on a daily basis. The price of per barrel of oil would have gone, I would say, at least 20 to 30% even more. So this is a situation where all countries are now rethinking their strategies. For example, Indonesia has announced that they will have EV vehicles, all EV vehicles by 2029. And that's a very aggressive target, but that's basically what they are setting out to do. And so many other countries are now focusing on reducing their oil consumption. And within the Middle East, there are other trains, transportations, as well as pipelines where even UAE would like to sell through Fujairah, which is with the Omani Strait, and they want to open up that channel. But the Strait of Hormuz remains in the control of Iran, and 20% of world's oil go through it. There is a price for everything. So all these other transportations like East-West pipeline that US has, that has been shipping now with at least 6 to 7 million barrels of oil per day from Yambo Seaport. This is where prior to this war, until February 27th or before, it was only 2 million barrels per day. So now it's up to 6 to 7 million barrels per day. So they're also building some more transportation with regards to train, but trains cannot carry as much oil as ships and these cargo vessels they carry. So there's a price tag to it. And when you build this infrastructure, an alternative infrastructure, that also has a price tag. And that at some point will be passed on to the consumers as well. So here's the situation. President Trump, as being reported here in the New York Times, ceasefire with Iran in June envisioned a broader deal to end the war and rein in the country's nuclear program, all negotiated within 60 days. Here we are, 6 months into this mess, as being reported by the New York Times and all major outlets. The White House on yesterday, did not respond to questions over whether the administration had developed actual plans to take control of the Strait of Hormuz. Mr. Trump's aides also did not respond to questions over the approaching Monday deadline, which is coming tomorrow, another deadline. And here's another thing which has now surfaced, especially from Kazim Kharibabadi. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He is the Iranian deputy foreign minister. He said, I quote, "Accept reality once and for all. So far, you have suffered major strategic defeats," unquote. Kazim Kharibabadi, the Iranian deputy foreign minister, also said this on social media. Quote, "The Strait of Hormuz has been Iranian, is Iranian, and will remain Iranian," unquote. So that means the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has a very clear stance on this. And I hope calmer minds prevail and some type of negotiated settlement and agreement comes into this, because Americans are suffering. They are suffering with regards to putting food on the table. people are having difficulties with sending children back to schools because all this funding and some other funds that were coming from the government have been stopped, and they are now waiting for private donations or people who may donate, and even other philanthropic organizations where they should help these communities. So I tell you and all those who are watching and listening, please get involved locally and help in all different kinds of needs that the communities are in dire need of. The Washington Post has reported it felt like a Renee Good situation, unquote. US citizen says after ICE encounter. I watched the video. It's interesting. I would highly recommend you should go and watch the video, the Washington Post video. It has been posted on all major outlets. And this is where you can see this person with a mask on. And he said, quote, "Yeah, you record us. You almost ran us over," unquote. He yells. And he further said, and she said, actually, she responded back to that, quote, I didn't almost run you over," unquote. She responds, "You're so full of," exclamated, full of, obviously, the word that rhymes with fit, in this case, starts with an S. So this is what she said. So anyway, you can read more about it. And then this is where some more information. Molina told the Washington Post, I quote, "I don't think I comprehended it in the moment, but looking back on it, it really felt like a Renee Good situation," unquote. Who was Renee Good? Renee Good was a US citizen, and she had two kids who no longer have her mother, and she was shot dead, as reported allegedly by one of the ICE officer. And not only she was shot dead, but she ran into, obviously, when she was shot dead, ran into the pole, because at that point her brain was not responding, perhaps. But again, the report is out there. You can watch it. So I report, you decide. So this is where some of the dash camera footage from Molina's vehicle shows agents blocking her in. But she was taking a U-turn when I watched the video, and then she was going there. It could be a miscommunication. I sometimes think that they are being followed. In some cases, ICE are being followed. And anyone who comes across ICE, and if you're going to stop or inhibit or stop them doing their job, whether you can question it, legal or illegal, that's a separate debate. They may arrest you. And that's where these confrontations happen. So I just want to cover both sides in terms of what ICE has been saying and what private citizens and US citizens and even those who basically have lost their family members are saying. So it's a very delicate situation. I really hope that they come to some type of an arrangement where people are not losing their lives over an arrest or what ICE is trying to do in terms of going after those people who have broken laws in this country. And I know it's a very tough topic, but coming into the country illegally or overstaying the visa, or when the status or whatever you're on, that's where the attorneys, immigration attorneys, and this is where you need to contact an expert, an attorney, especially because that's how people are also getting in trouble. So it's a very precarious situation when it comes to law enforcement and especially with immigration. Mirror has reported and others, Moscow, quote, under siege, unquote, as Ukraine onslaught starts inferno at Russia's Amazon. Yes, so the Amazon warehouse in Russia was hit, and you can see the screen, and this was reported on various social media platforms as well. And you can see some of these pictures. It's certainly very intense when you look at these black smoke and then the fire. And on the right-hand side, you can see at least 3 people were killed in a Russian attack on Kiev. So retaliatory situations, and it's a cycle of violence, unfortunately. And that war is going on for over 5 years now, Ukraine and Russia, which was supposed to be over, according to Putin and Russia, in a week or maybe in days. So it's very easy to start these wars and very difficult to end it. Financial Times has reported most US voters say they are worse off under Trump. That's Financial Times poll. And I know some people will say, what is this poll? Well, almost 57% of independents and nearly one quarter of self-identified Republicans also felt worse off under the current president. So I'm not just talking about Democrats. The FT poll also found that voters were more likely to say they trusted Democrats or Republicans to handle inflation and the cost of living. And Democrats have always been good in these US domestic policies. Some have always argued over the decades that Democrats are not as tough on the foreign policy, but everything comes down to diplomacy. So even you could show toughness, but at the end of the day, you still have to negotiate. And this is where we are. The FT poll found 55% of registered voters disapproved of this disapproval of the job Trump was doing as president, including nearly 20% of Republicans, and registered voters gave Democrats a 5% point lead over Republicans at 44% to 39% when asked who they were likely to vote for in November. So the writing is on the wall, and let's see and let's hope elections go smoothly and they do occur. And some critics are saying they may not, and I hope they do occur and elections are held in this country. But we're still months away from the election. Matthew McConaughey teases political ambitions after meeting the Pope. That's an interesting development because previously he was thought that he may run for even the governor of Texas or as a governor for Texas. And some people who may have some reservations about the governor, you can always call me after the social media platform, the legacy media. What are you thinking about some of the policies of the governor? Because that race is also tight with the Democrat with only 2 points below, 49 to 51% with governor of Texas. So for Matthew McConaughey, meeting the Pope was a bit like going to the Oscars. And he basically was saying that that's a kind of like the preparing a speech for winning an award that you don't know you're going to win yet. That's Matthew McConaughey. Obviously, a lot of people follow him. But then again, he was there to also talk about the standards, what the standards going to be with AI. And I quote him, quote, "Look, I'm going to use the word religion, quote unquote, even though some people are going to tune out when they hear that word," unquote. McConaughey said, quote, "Life is essentially a religious experience. There's a lot of things we can learn about living life, how to treat others, and how to treat ourselves through religious texts and teachings. Even though I agree with the separation of church and state, the values of those should bleed down into the values of any political system." McConaughey further said, quote, "There is still a constitution. There's still a constitution out there to be written that all religions could agree on," unquote. McConaughey adds, quote, "There is so much commonality. It's a constitution that I'm excited about seeing. I don't know, maybe even adding to or working on. That would be a great thing to share," unquote. So that was McConaughey. You can agree or disagree. I just report basically about his meeting. It was interesting to see that McConaughey went to the Vatican and met the Pope. And here, I would like to thank all of our key advertisers. Because of them, we're able to bring you unedited and news with facts and truthful information with analysis and political commentary as well. So I would like to thank our key advertiser sponsor, Affordable Insurance of Texas. Online, you can go to www.aitinsurance.com or call them 737-854-4000, 737-854-4000. They've been in business for decades, almost 3 decades now. And they have many locations. And for auto insurance, home insurance, homeowners insurance, commercial insurance, business insurance, even for large assets or expensive assets that you may have, boats and yachts, you can call them for those assets to be insured. And if you bundle homeowners insurance with auto insurance, you will save tons. And if you live in a different zip code, that's also important. So when you call them, tell them all the key information they're asking you, and just by calling them and talking with them for a few minutes, you can save hundreds and thousands of dollars, especially in this economy. That will go a long way for you. And just give them a call tomorrow, 737-854-4000. And within minutes, they'll give you a code, 713-785-4000. That's Affordable Insurance of Texas. Online, you can go www.aitinsurance.com. Affordable Insurance of Texas. I would also like to mention and thank Roop Saudi Palace. Roop Saudi Palace, they have different kinds of clothing and attire for men and women, for grooms and for brides, and for men and women, and for all different walks of lives, and even for children of all age groups. And custom jewelry, customized jewelry, you name it, they got it. Even they have new arrivals for men, sherwanis, kurta pajamas, shalwar kameez, and even for women, saris, and all these different kind of cultural and traditional clothing line. Call them. Their number is on the screen, and I can share it here with you. 832-267-0065. 832-267-0065. That's the same number you can call to schedule a virtual video tour, or go online, www.roopsari.com. I would also like to thank our key advertiser, Shanai Restaurant Catering. Shanai Restaurant Catering, they have lunch buffet as well, and all you can eat buffet Monday to Friday. Vegetarian $12.99, non-veg $14.99, and takeout buffet $7.99 per pound. And for lunch buffet, it's even less than this price that you're seeing on the screen. And they have certainly $15 deals, $20, $30 deals as well every day for different items. And takeout buffet is the best price in town. You cannot see this price anywhere. Takeout buffet, even for any kind of item you want to put in your takeout buffet, bread, naan, chicken legs, what have you, $7.99 per pound. That's the best deal in town. 713-953-1388 is their number. You can go online, SHAHNAI-Texas.com, for party trays for 25 guests, up to 25 guests, 20 to 25 or over. And even for catering, they have a lot of experience for catering, and especially to catering to at least 500, 600, 700, 1,000. It's not easy. And they have celebrated 25 years in business just a few months ago. So call Shanai Restaurant Catering and his team, Mr. Shahid Ali's team, 713-953-1388, 713-953-1388. And especially when it comes to travel, I would like to thank Travel and Planner and More. And this is by Hafiz Suleiman. And he shared some very fascinating information with me that remember this huge plane, especially the biggest one in the industry that we all have flown in that plane, the A380. So all A380 lovers, I'm sure you will be shocked and surprised to hear this. Emirates Airlines, they have announced they are not going to operate with that flagship Airbus A380, becoming, I would say, an ultimate casualty of the overhaul, especially from Houston. So starting August 25th, they are going to lose its iconic A380, switching to a Boeing 777-200LR. By September 1st, Washington Dulles faces this exact same fate, transitioning to a Boeing 777-300ER. While daily frequencies remain intact for both cities, passenger capacity will take a major hit. So this is basically what happens when war breaks out, and it impacts everyone, and especially with traveling as well. But Hafiz Suleiman, he knows what's going on in the travel industry, in the travel world, minute by minute, hour by hour, because the rules and laws are changing so fast. It's very difficult to keep up with them. And he knows what kind of visa you need and all kinds of passport restrictions, what have you. So call them, call Mr. Hafiz Suleiman for best quote on airline tickets. 6634-8, that's the location on Southwest Freeway in Houston. Zip is 77074. And you can always call or WhatsApp, and he has different hours that you will hear in his ad as well, in the legacy one. But you can email, obviously, if you're watching this in any other state, if you're not in Houston or Texas, just call 739922548, or you can just email travelplannertx@gmail.com. Travel and More by Hafiz Suleiman. And in this economy, and I would like to thank Irfan Ali, realtor from SKW Realty, as one of our key advertiser sponsor as well. If you're looking to buy a home, it's very difficult and cumbersome process as well. And especially with interest rates high and then not getting the best deal, he will get you the best deal because he will negotiate it for you. And he deals with the residential real estate. You can buy, sell, or even lease. Some people want to lease a home, and that's even better. If you live in an apartment, why don't you live in a home? There's a less inventory, but he can get you a lease. You can buy, you can sell as well. His number is 281-773-8961. So that's his number, 281-773-8961. You can also email him, Ali, Ali, Realtor, just like it spells 81. Ali Realtor 81 at gmail.com. And his number is 281-773-8961. And I tell you that he's a very honest and credible person. I have met him and I've got good feedback of Mr. Irfan Ali as well. And you can certainly give him a call and mention my name, especially give my name when you call him. Or if you tell your friend or family, always tell them that Zishan has sent you. This is very important. And that's how you support Zishan on air as well. So if you buy a home with Irfan Ali and you will receive a 1% cashback rebate at closing, where permitted by law and subject to lender approval. Terms and conditions apply. Obviously, I have to say that, and you will get that 1% cashback. So make sure you take advantage of that. Call Mr. Irfan Ali Realtor from SKW Realty, 281-773-8961. He has sold hundreds of homes, and that's great. So with that, I'm going to sign off from social media. Continue with the legacy media. If you are calling, let's take your calls as well. Take a short break. And again, if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, please do. And we are live right now on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Instagram Live. And this is an era where I bring legacy media and social media together. It's a program in its own. And thank you for your support as well. And we'll be right back and signing off from social media. Thank you.